So we always, when we start in our seated position, find our foundation. So literally take your hands and just shift your glutes away from your sitting bones so that they can root into the earth. Imagine that your tailbone is pointing down towards the earth, and use that slight engagement to bring your belly in so that your curve in your lower back is reduced, and draw that energy up through your chest. Inhale your shoulders all the way up to your ears and give them a squeeze, and then exhale, bring them behind you and down. Flip your palms open onto your knees, willing to receive energy and be open. Tapping into your Ujjayi breath, audibly inhaling and exhaling through the nose, almost like a sigh. And when we breathe like this, what we're doing is sort of toning at the back of the throat. And these breaths relax and massage our vasovagal nerve. And that is the nerve that runs all the way through your body. And basically what it tells your body to do is relax. So when we breathe like this, when we hum, when we sigh, when we sing, it massages that same nerve and relaxes it. And when we relax our bodies, we're functioning in a state of what is called cohesion, where all of our systems can flow and work together. So their rhythms can be all the same and in sync. When we clench our breathing, when we hold our breath, when we are tense or tight, we may clench our face or hold our body and hold our breath. And what that does is it creates an irregular heartbeat, and it creates dysfunction over all of our systems where they don't really mesh up. So that is why stress is the #1 killer. So what we need to do as a society, what we all need to practice, is slowing down, calming down, relaxing our bodies. Some of us are always functioning in fight or flight. Some of us have resulted in being stuck in freeze. But life isn't about getting to the destination or reaching a certain goal. It's about living it. It's about feeling it and enjoying it and growing through it. So can you, for this practice, make this a practice for life? And practice becoming friends with the present moment. Getting to know her instead of trying to analyze her. Can you just be with her? Inhale your palms together at heart center, bow into your heart, and just thank yourself for coming here today. Roll over onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes under and spread your fingers wide, always finding our foundation in every pose. In tabletop position, your foundation is in your hands more than anything else. So we always want to plug down through the 4 corners of our hands, primarily through the index finger ball mound, the ball mound of your thumb, and then your outer edge of your hand. So that way we're not dumping most of our weight into the outer edge of our hand and injuring our wrist. So spread your fingers wide. Your thumbs are in a soft J, so they're not hyperextended. And your hands should come just a little wider than shoulder width apart, just a little bit. So they're still pretty much under your shoulders, but you get a little more stability and support for your upper body. So just pawing your hands into the mat like a cat, I want you to feel into the foundation of your hands. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your sitting bones, lift your gaze. And exhale, curve your spine the opposite direction, pushing into your shoulders, looking towards your tailbone. Inhale, back to cow. Belly drops, gaze lifts, tailbone lifts. And exhale, tailbone tucks, head tucks, spine to the ceiling. Cat pose. Inhale, back to cow. And exhale to cat. Continue pulsing between your cat and cow. Slowing your breathing down. Warming up the spine. Really press into your hands. After your next inhale, or exhale, inhale to neutral. And exhale, step up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up and back behind you, and exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Drop your left knee. Now, for this, you can grab some blocks if you've got them, or a couple of balancing objects that you can have around you. You can also roll up the side of your mat if you need extra support for your knee, or you can grab a little cushion for your knee. So your back toes are still curled under, your left knee is on the mat, and your right foot is stepped forward. Have your blocks or your balancing objects beside your hips, so just alongside you, whatever you can grab. And then just step your front foot forward a little bit, so you're widening your stance. Inhale, lunge into your front foot. Feel the stretch along the front of your left hip, and exhale, send your glutes towards your heel, flex your front toes towards your face. Inhale forward, and exhale back. Inhale forward, continue to follow your own breath. And try to move slower than you might want to. So what the blocks or the balancing objects help you do is keep your chest open so that we're not reaching for the ground and hunching our backs. We stay elevated. The next time you come forward, plant your hands and step back into a downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out and take a breath here. Inhale your left leg up behind you, and exhale, step your left foot between your hands, drop your back knee. You can shift your back knee back or step your front foot just a little bit more forward. Inhale, lunge into your front foot. Feel that stretch and inflate the front of your right hip with your breath. Exhale, send your glutes towards your heel. Flex your front foot towards your face. Inhale, step into your front leg, and exhale, shift your glutes back. Continue pulsing with your breath. Moving slower than you want to. The next time you come forward, plant your hands and step back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, come high onto the ball mounds of your feet and roll up so that you're into a high plank position. Now here you can drop your knees or stay high on your toes, tuck your elbows into your sides and lower down, Chaturanga. Press into your hands just slightly, coming into a back bend. This is your cobra. Exhale, curl over your toes, downward facing dog. Look towards your hands and either walk or hop up to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to your shins, neck comes back, shoulders come back, and exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweep your arms up and overhead. And exhale, palms together down through heart center and alongside your hips. Bend into your knees and get a swing to your arms as you inhale, arms up. Imagine you're gathering the energy above your head. Hold it between your hands like an invisible energy ball. And draw that energy down towards your heart center. So between your hands here, imagine that you can send your breath through your heart, charging it up. And that energy that you're charging up in your heart, you can send through your arms, through the palms of your hands. And just fill that little space between your hands with that energy. This is your potential, the influence that your heart has. Sometimes we want to do so much good in the world that we forget to do good by ourselves. Can you send in this energy ball all the love, all the nurturing, all the care that you need? Just for a moment. Send what you need into this ball. Exhale to empty and pause at the bottom of your breath. Place your energy ball into your heart and inhale. Bring your feet underneath your hips into number 11s, right underneath your hip bones. So for women, we tend to want to bring our hips pretty wide, thinking this is how wide our hips are. Your hip bones are actually right in the center of your legs. So try to bring your feet right underneath your hip bones. Plug in through the four corners of your feet. Maybe lift your toes so you can feel that big toe ball mound plug down. And then relax your toes down, but maintain that engagement in your feet. Bend into your knees and swing your arms up, chair pose. Now draw your tailbone down so the curve in your low back is not increased. And bring your shoulders even more onto your back. Maybe that means they come more beside your biceps. Sit down into your chair. We're going to do a pulse of 10 here, so small pulsations. 1, 2, 3. Remember your breath. 4, 5. Remember your tailbone. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And slowly then you want to come up. Palms together and down through heart center and alongside your hips. Just breathe for a moment and feel into your mountain pose. Draw your tailbone down, draw your belly in. Elevate your chest, bring your shoulders behind you. Palms flip open. Magnetically draw the nape of your neck back. Inhale, bend into your knees, scoop your arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands down through heart center and forward fold. Plant your hands, step back into a high plank position. Now you can drop your knees if you need to, tuck your elbows into your sides, and lower down for a count of 3. So 1, 2, 3. Untuck your toes, press into your hands, give yourself a little back bend, cobra, and melt. We're going to do 3 of these. 1 more. And melt. Another one. And melt. And then the last one. And melt. Beautiful. Press into your hands, curl over your toes, and back into downward facing dog. Inhale your right foot up and back behind you. And exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Drop your left heel so it's in a 45-degree angle. So it's not pointing to the side of the room or the front of the room. It's kind of pointing to the corner of the room. Lunge into your front knee and keep your hips so they're not pointing forward. They're kind of pointing more to the side of the room. And make sure your knee stays tracking over your ankle so it doesn't come inwards. So really opening up through the sides of the hips here. Inhale your arms parallel to the earth. So pointing to the front and back of the room. And exhale, straighten your front leg. Shift your hands forward. And then just begin to point your right fingers towards the earth as your left fingers come up towards the ceiling. You can rest on your shin here as long as you're not pushing your knee back. So make sure your knee is in a micro bend and it's being held strongly. Now you can melt down your leg and see if you can reach the earth or honor exactly where you're at. This could be also a time for your blocks. So if you have any blocks, you can put them on your highest height or whatever height is necessary. Find what works for you. Now bring your shoulders kind of more onto your back, almost like you're pinching your shoulder blades together, and notice how that opens up through your chest more. This is your triangle pose. We're going to hold this for a few breaths, so be okay with being here. Breathe into the spaces that are tight. Don't make anything about this moment wrong. Tap into your breath, tap into your resilience. Beautiful. Bend into your front knee, plant your hands, and step back into a downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet here and take a couple of breaths. Beautiful. Inhale your left heel back behind you. And exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Drop your right heel to a 45-degree angle. Bend into your front knee to come up to stand. Bring your hands, your arms parallel to the earth, pointing to the front and back of the room. Straighten your front leg. Shift your front fingers forward, and then begin to point them towards the earth. Micro bend in your front knee. Right fingers come up towards the ceiling. Reach for a block if you need to and begin to melt towards the earth. Triangle pose. Bring your shoulders onto your back and open up even more through the front of your body. Feel the stretch along the outer side of your right obliques. And inflate the right side of your body with your air. If you're able to, without losing your balance, look up towards your fingertips. You are so strong. Breathe into your strength here. Breathe into your potential. Bend into your front knee, plant your hands, and step back to a high plank. You can drop your knees if you need to, tuck your elbows in, and lower down Chaturanga. Once you reach the floor, make a pillow for your forehead. And rest your forehead on the pillow that you created with your hands. Bend your knees to 90 degrees. And then just windshield wiper your legs from side to side. The next time they fall to the left, leave them there and turn your gaze to the right. It's okay if they're not touching the ground, or if one foot is not touching the ground. That's okay. Exhale to empty. Inhale to inflate your body and bring your feet up to neutral. Exhale, drop your feet to the right side and look to the left. Great job. Exhale to empty. Inhale to inflate your body, lift your legs to neutral. And then you can rest the tops of your feet on the mat. Bring your elbows directly under your shoulders and have your fingers pointing forward. Your palms are flat on the earth. Isometrically draw your your elbows back as you engage your core. And your core includes your back, so don't forget your back. As you elevate your chest forward, your gaze follows. Bring your neck back just a little bit and breathe in your Sphinx pose. Press into the tops of your feet. Try to anchor down through even your pinky toe. Maybe that doesn't feel accessible right now, but it is something that your feet are meant to be able to do, and with practice you can get there. Breathe into your Sphinx pose. Feel your chest opening. Feel the engagement into your core. And breathe. Beautiful. Tuck your toes under. Press into your hands. And send your glutes towards your feet. Tent your fingers in front of you like you've got cupcakes under your hands and melt your heart towards the earth. You can swing your body from side to side as you melt to try and work your way down. Feel different parts of your back. Lift the underlining of your arms, opening up your armpits so that your shoulder blades come even more together onto your back as your chest melts forward. Let your forehead rest on your mat. Come up through tabletop position and press up and back into downward facing dog, inverted V. Pedal out your feet here. Look towards your hands and walk or hop to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep your arms up and overhead. Palms down through heart center and alongside your waist. We're gonna do a quick eagle pose. So this is kind of a combination of tree and a seated eagle, and it's a bit of a balancing pose. So start by finding your foundation in mountain pose. Feet in number 11s right underneath your hips. Close your eyes and just feel your foundation. Feel the strength that you're able to muster just from the connection of your feet to the earth. The support that you can draw from. Shift your weight into your left foot. Bring your right leg over your left foot. If you're able to, tuck your left foot behind your left ankle. You can begin to bend, I can't do that, but you can begin to bend into your left knee. Inhale your arms up and bring your left arm over your right arm. Right arm comes into the crease of your left elbow and spin your palms so that they're touching. Sit into your eagle. So you're going to feel a stretch along your back. Engage your core for strength. If you're able to reach your other leg around, that's something I'm working towards. But sit into your seat and feel your strength. Breathe into your shoulders here. One more breath. It's okay if you lose your balance. Find it again. And you can come up to stand. Inhale your arms up and overhead and exhale palms down through heart center. And alongside your hips. Find your foundation and then shift your weight into your right foot. As you begin to bend into your right knee, bring your left leg up and over your right leg. See if you can tuck your left foot behind your knee, your leg if you're able to, or just sit into your eagle. This time bring your arms crossing over each other, right arm first, left arm into the crease of your right arm, palms together. And sit into your eagle. Breathe into your back body, into your core. There might be a difference on one side than another. Maybe more balance on one than another. Don't make anything wrong. Energetically draw your shoulders down so they're not creeping up to your ears. One more breath. Stand into your right leg. Bring your left foot to meet your right foot. Inhale your arms up and exhale, forward fold. Pedal into your legs here, bending one at a time. And make sure that your torso is hanging, your neck is hanging. Maybe grab your elbows and just let yourself dangle. Now bend into your knees as much as you need to get your palms onto the ground. And walk your hands or your feet back so that you're in a downward facing dog. Drop your knees as wide as your mat or wider than hip width apart. Bring your big toes together and send your glutes towards your heels. Melt your heart to the earth. This is your child's pose. Find some rest here. Come up through a seated position onto your sitting bones. Find your foundation in your seat. And bring your legs out in front of you. Flex your toes towards your face. Inhale, grow long through the sides of your body. Exhale, bring your shoulders onto your back. Belly button is slightly tucked. And exhale, begin to forward fold. You can let your head drip. So you're giving yourself a gorgeous back stretch here. Reach for whatever part of your legs or feet you're able to grab. And use that part of your body, use your arms to pull yourself forward. Breathe into the backs of your legs, into your back body. Feel the stretch along your back just as much as your legs. Never pushing or forcing. Just melt. Inhale, come up to sit. Bring your right foot in towards your left glute and bring your left foot up and over the outside of your right leg. Bring your arms kind of to T's alongside you. Grow along through the side of your body and begin to spin your left hand behind you as your right hand or arm comes to the outer edge of your left knee. So we're twisting towards our left. Inhale, grow long, and then exhale, twist. Inhale, grow long, and exhale, twist. So we're never pushing ourselves into our twist. We can breathe ourselves into our twist. So inhale to grow long towards the ceiling, drawing the crown of your head up, and exhale to journey into your twist. Our left side represents our past and everything that we've been through. Can you look over your shoulder at everything that you've been through? Whatever you may have labeled it, good or bad. And say thank you. Thank you for taking me here to this moment where I can work on myself, where I am more aware, where I know more of who I am. Thank you. Inhale to inflate your body and come out of your twist. Give your knee a squeeze, lengthening your spine, and then give your legs a little shake, extending them onto your mat. Bring your left foot towards your right glute. Bring your right foot over your left thigh on the outer edge of your left thigh. Arms come to a T, and then begin to spin your right hand behind you as your left arm comes over your right thigh. Inhale to grow long, and exhale to twist. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, twist. See if you can journey just a little bit further. If not, stay exactly as you are. Our right side represents our future and all the potential that we hold and that life holds for us. Can you look at your future lovingly and say thank you? Know that there's no rush to get there, but she's always there waiting for you. Inhale to inflate your body and come back to neutral. Give your leg a hug and a squeeze, lengthening your spine. And then roll over onto your back. Bring your knees into your belly, holding your shins, rock from side to side. Give your low back a nice little massage here. Come into stillness. Extend your legs. Bring your feet wider than hip width apart. And let them drop to the sides of the room. Maybe bring your tailbone down, just scooching your tailbone down a little bit to reduce that curve in your low back. And also tuck your shoulder blades just a little bit more behind you, and notice how that helps you flip your arms open. So your palms are facing towards the ceiling. And breathe. Make sure that the curve in your neck is as low as it can be. So maybe draw the nape of your neck, where your neck meets your skull, to the earth just a little bit more. Your neck is a beautiful extension of your spine, and we often don't keep them in line. So notice that when you just position your head differently when you're lying down, there's no effort in holding your body in perfect posture. Sometimes it doesn't require effort. Sometimes life just requires your focus, your awareness, your attention. For right now, there's nothing to worry about, nothing to think about. Give yourself permission to just be here, to practice feeling your body. What does it feel like to inhabit your body? Share a moment of gratitude for your body, for your health, and take a moment to honor your body by just feeling it and breathing into it and connecting with it for just this time. Coming into a state of cohesion where all of our systems can work as they should without us getting in the way. Feel the beautiful unison between all the different networks of your body. Even if you don't know what they are, can you feel them? begin to invite some movement back into your fingers and toes, your hands and feet. Rotate your wrists and ankles, and bring your feet together and your hands together above your head. Give yourself a stretch and try to lengthen as much as you can. Roll over onto your right side using your bicep as a pillow and rest for a moment. Press into your hands and come up to sit. Close your eyes and bring your hands to heart center. Cohesion is a beautiful state of our body where everything is working perfectly together. And all we have to do is get out of the way. And that can look like not running around so much, not thinking so much, or worrying so much. It can be as simple as coming to a space where we can slow it all down like this. Bow into your hearts and thank yourself for coming today. You are a miracle. Trust in your miracle. Trust in your body. And let yourself be. Namaste. I hope you all enjoy your day. Thank you so much for coming.